Hello guys, welcome back to 1878 Blues. This is the match preview for Nottingham Forest v Everton. Just before we get into this match preview, let's try and get 20 likes. I'm going to be a bit optimistic, and also want to mention, I just want to say a thank you to everyone who who's tuned in to me Twitter space. I'll put my description of my Twitter below in the description box on this video. Yeah, brilliant. About 2,000 people have listened in. A lot of people getting in touch and talking on there as well. People listening like Alan Myers and um, one of the Sky Sports News reporters. I forgot his name. It'll come to me. But yeah, even like Elton Wellesby as well. Having a chat on there as well. It's just good to get everyone different opinions and whatnot. And it went really well. So I might do one soon, probably for the match reaction later on in the night after this game on Sunday at 2 o'clock. Um, yeah, it's a must-win game for Everton. There's no beating around the bush about it. I think if we got something from Villa in the Villa game, then I don't. Well, it's still not great in at 22 points with the teams beating, winning around us, and our away form is horrendous. And yeah, we need to start picking up points away from home. But I think, especially this game, I think the way Nottingham Forest are quite inconsistent, even though they've done very well for the first season. Especially with all the changes they've made, they've basically got two new squads in there. Um, they still have been inconsistent. They could be looking great one week or having this battling performance, which reminds you of Everton at home picking these 1-0 wins. But they are inconsistent, and there's no hiding around that. It's a chance for us to do something. I don't know exactly what, but we need to start stepping up. Um, if you're not good enough to play in this league, you know it is what it is. But the FA Cup has teams playing against Premier League sides, and yes, I know it's a different occasion. It's their biggest game of their lives and all this kind of stuff. The smaller teams playing against the Premier League teams. It's a different situation, but if they can still step up, knowing when it matters, giving 100% and whatnot, they have been beating these teams. Look at Sheffield Wednesday, League One, beating Newcastle um, at their ground. So I'm sick of these excuses of I'm sick of the excuses the players give, and I feel like and the manager's kind of dissecting what's going on. And I understand a lot of things he says in his post-match reactions, but it's gotta start coming quickly here, because we don't look like we have any chance of even scoring a goal. Never mind picking up a point. We need to start performing. The players on the pitch need to start taking responsibility. Someone's got to be the big man and go, I'm going to make sure we're going to do something in these games when it doesn't look so rosy for us. We need to start stepping up all over the pitch. And it starts with the manager as well. I think he needs to change the lineup. I think he's played this. I think it's been the same lineup for quite a number of games now, and it's worked in some respects and it hasn't in others. But there's players there who are just not performing, and again away with it when we have won these games. Because the spotlight isn't on them. It's just the spotlight's on Everton actually winning a game of football and potentially looking their way up instead of down. Players like Neil Maupay, he has to get benched to me. He has to get benched. I can't see him scoring against Nottingham Forest. I can't see us providing any threat with him up front. There's questions of even Alex Iwobi potentially dropping out. I just don't think he's produced anything, to be honest. He's done a few little setups, he's got involved in some attacks and that, but there's nothing there to what we were seeing at the start of the season. Garnagay, to me, needs to get dropped. I don't care if you think he's an experienced member of the team. you can't be making this many mistakes, and he should know better himself. Playing around with the best players for a number of years since leaving us, he should know better of how to control a game and how to manage a game and how to not make foolish mistakes like that. It once or twice it can happen in a season, but he's done it numerous amounts of times now. I can't even when he's gotten away with it as well. He just gets caught on the ball too many times. And yeah, just the mistakes are horrendous he's made, so he needs dropping, I think. Coleman, is he going to have enough? He's going to be fit enough to deal with the likes of Brennan Johnson and whatnot. There's a lot of games. I was surprised when he played against Arsenal, but maybe Dyche was thinking, well, he's pocketed Martinelli. I think Saka as well. Maybe he switched sides in the game, I couldn't remember. But he basically pocketed whoever was up against him in the Arsenal team a few weeks ago. So he's probably thought that was going to happen again. It didn't. I'd throw Ben Godfrey in there. I wouldn't put Keane in again. Argument to put Cody back in. Who knows? It's either Cody. If Yerry Mina is fit, he's the fit. He's the best. He's the best defender of the club. When he's on it and he's on a streak of playing, but we all know every game you could put a bet on. There should be a special bet to see if Yerry Mina gets injured in the game. Honestly, I'll put a bet on. I don't bet at all, but I'd happily put a bet on that because I know I'm going to get some money back for it. It's even when, in a game, like you see him run, like there's a stretch in the game where a pass has gone out long and he's having to chase someone to get the ball. You just know that. You look at that moment and go, well, he hasn't done that all game. He's going to pull a hamstring here. When he stretches and runs too quick in a short space of time, he pulls something. But yeah. He has to change it up because it's doing absolutely nothing. I've said in the match reaction and even in the Twitter space, Damari Gray needs to start featuring. Embarrassing as it is, he's our top goal scorer this season, and he has got more kind of threat or quality or a goal scoring instinct into him that we haven't got in the rest of the team at the moment. It feels, it's no point playing McNeil and him whipping balls in for Mopé when Mopé's never going to get on the end of it. Let's be honest. And I think they've got some tall centre backs as well, experienced ones like Willy Belly. Even got a good goalkeeper in Keylor Navas. I mean, he's faced all type of Champions League players every season. Shots off them and whatnot, and now you've got the likes of, if he does start Neil Mopé, I mean, Keylor Navas might as well just be lying down and just texting Ronaldo and texting whoever and just having a chill because no matter what, Mopé won't be scoring a goal past him. Never mind another goalkeeper in the Premier League. So he needs dropping. So like I said, Damari Gray, Ellis Sims, try him out. I just want to see like two strikers up front. I don't think we've seen that under Dyche yet. Something a bit different. I feel like we just need to be a lot more. I think as well, like we need to be a bit more risky in our attacks. I think we need to put more men forward. I don't think there normally is enough men forward, and I think we rely on too many half chances and whatnot. And we haven't got the quality for players to not have many players in the box to produce something or score a goal. I think we need to just be risky and say, with that shit, we need to throw a load of players in the box and just make it difficult for them. Obviously, I know that basically means it's opening up our defensive midfield, but at this point, if we're playing the same way we are playing, we're never going to win a game of football, and we'll go down with the same points we've got now. And if that's the case, then, and if they do something like that, then in my suggestion, put fast players at the back, put Godfrey, Holgate, players who've got pace and keep up. But I don't think he will. I think he'll stick to Tarkowski and potentially Cody again, throw him back in. But yeah, we just, even like the likes of Nathan Patterson would have been good, even though he was great at the start of the season. I was loving it. I was going, oh my God, there's our new right back. And then he got injured, and then he completely fell off that, and then he got injured again. But I'd like to, I don't think he won't be playing because he played with the 19 and the under 21s. But it's someone like him you need as well, who's got a bit of pace, who can, who's obviously naturally a right back. Michelenko would be too slow for any counter attacks like that with the likes of Brennan Johnson and their I forgot their striker's name, Iwobi or something. Maybe I've got that completely wrong, but yeah, I think even like the likes of Chris Wood would be ideal. Oops, sorry. You know, having if they start Chris Wood, I wouldn't be too disheartened by that if he does throw Tarkovsky and Cody in, because I think they will win the aerial battles or Mina. Um, but we have to see. They could start. They could start anywhere. I mean, John Shelby can supply and do the damage. He's always been underrated in my opinion. Um, and they've got many other players. To be honest, I'm surprised I forgot a lot who they've got, because they've just got a ton of players, and I feel like they've got a new lineup every match. Um, but even like Jesse Lingard, it could be a game for him to nick a goal or whatnot. But I just hope we just throw more men in the box, because, and he's probably thinking in his head, we lost 2 away games to very good teams. Even though Liverpool haven't been in great form, they still got quality, and we have a horrendous record there. So he's probably thinking, let's just do the same lineup again against a team who isn't that great, being okay this season. And I think my tactics, which I've been trying to implement in the games against Liverpool, and also where if you make mistakes, which we did in both games, you get punished. Whereas you might have more of a chance against the likes of Nottingham Forest. Um, but to me, I just still think we'll get beat if that's the case. I just don't think it works. I think, to me, every other side who plays against us looks at us and go, they've got no attacking threat whatsoever. It's all a bit desperate, it's all a bit obvious, it's all a bit... I mean, if you could explain how Everton's attacks work and how they progress to play up the field, then everyone can explain it, because it's clear in day. Um, but that's obviously because of what we've got on the pitch. It's just not good enough. But yeah, I can't really give you a lineup, because to me, he'd probably pick a very similar lineup to what he's been picking up to now. I don't know if he's just trying to get some consistency in, but it's not working. But that's what I'm hoping for. 2 strikers up front, and just being a bit more risk taking and throwing more bodies into the box. And yes, you might leave yourself a bit open at the back, but just get some pacey players. I can there throw Godfrey and Holgate. Just players with pace who can cope with them counter attacks, and I think that will give us more of a chance, to be honest. They're not too great at front of goal as well, Nottingham Forest, so that's how I'll go forward. I think we're going to have to start taking a few risks there and there. But yeah, prediction. It's a very tough one, this, to predict, because like any game, it could go anywhere. But obviously some games like Arsenal where you're going, well, we probably will get beat. But this game's a tough one. I think we're going to stop the rot away from home and pick up a draw. And I think it's going to be 1-1. But yeah, that's my match preview anyway. Yeah, and I'll see you on Sunday with my match reaction. See you then.